Hey, this is Jim, and I'm going to go through and look at a website. I was just sent a link to this website, and there's all these images on the main page. There's several other links and categories off to the side here, big menu on the top. And I'm going to go through and talk about what I like and don't like about this website. But way more important than that, than the layout and the design, that's like step 15 of a step-by-step process that you should go through before you ever even build a website that looks like this, selling products. The problem is most people start off with step one, building a website, when that should come way down the road in establishing a business on the internet. I'm going to go over exactly what I mean by that, some of the mistakes that have been made. And I get sent websites like this all the time from friends. Maybe it's someone I knew in college, and they'll say it's always the same story. Hey Jim, I spent some money, got a website built. It's beautiful. The shopping cart works. It's all awesome. Everything's ready to go. I got it tied to a manufacturer, and all I got to do is drive some traffic. It always ends there. That's the tragic ending of the story. We've been trying to drive traffic and we just can't drive traffic. Jim, help me drive traffic. Where am I going to get traffic? Well, the problem is that's step one. And you've made it the last step of your success on the internet instead of the first step. And it could be pretty upsetting news to hear if you've already put in weeks or months or maybe even longer building your heart and soul and dream into a website that looks something like this one, and you've got your products. And it could be any concept. Like it could be a blog, it could be anything, it could be a website. But if you started with the website before you had traffic, things are out of order. Let me address that. I'm going to break it down into a few different topics that I'm going to hit very quickly in this video. And the first is pay-per-click, social media, search engine optimization. These are all the things that a supposed traffic generation expert is going to want to talk to you about. They're going to convince you that, oh, you just need to spend some money on pay-per-click marketing. You're going to get some traffic, and we need to target people who are interested in this kind of stuff to come to your website. It'll be awesome, and you get all this traffic, and then, you know, if your website's good, you'll make some sales. Let's see. Let's throw a few $1,000s at this thing and make this work. 99% of the time, it doesn't work. I would say the vast majority of people spending money on pay-per-click are losing their shirts. It's really tricky. So tricky, in fact, that after over 10 years of being an internet marketing quote-unquote expert, I still have never found a need for pay-per-click traffic of any kind. I've experimented a little bit with Facebook, and I've had a couple little interesting things happen here and there are some people having success, but I certainly wouldn't build a website and say, oh, well, my plan for success is I'm going to drive pay-per-click traffic to it. That just doesn't work out very often for that many people unless you really know what you're doing and you're ready to spend a lot of money testing, tweaking, and constantly improving your process. Because what works now with pay-per-click won't work later. Guarantee it. Someone else will notice that you've been there a while, spending the same amount of money, sending them to the same site. They'll duplicate it all. If they've got more money to spend than you do, they'll run you out of town. They'll bid higher. They'll drive you down. It happens all the time. Social media. That's just a big buzzword that's created a whole bunch of consultants that aren't really producing a whole lot of results for anyone. Same story with pay-per-click. Fill in the blank. Just because you get on there and you're friendly and you set up a Facebook or a Twitter or a Pinterest or whatever, that's not the end-all solution. Search engine optimization, same thing there. You need to read, there's a book you need to read, and this isn't me doing a commercial for my book, but this book really would put a correct mindset on what it takes to succeed building a website. It's very inexpensive on Amazon. If you want a free PDF, send us an email. We'll hook you up with a free PDF because I'm not looking to just sell copies of this book, although feel free to buy it. It's not expensive. But that covers in more detail some of the topics I'm hitting right now. But for a general outline, right now, I'm saying don't rely on these three to build your dream on the internet. Odds are it's going to crash and burn. I give you about a 5 to 10% chance. If your dream is I'm going to build a website, then rely on any of these three in order to make it work, you are already so far behind the game because you don't understand how the internet works. Instead, I'd encourage you to start off by creating content. So let's take a look back over at the website again that we're talking about. And he's got all of this, you know, obviously it's going to appeal to some niche. He's got all this information here. But no content of any kind. No ebook, no survivor guide, no order our 10 things you must know to fully prepare yourself to live outdoors with a day's notice, or something that would appeal to this segment of people who would be interested in this kind of outdoor tactical binocular hardcore live out in the open kind of gear. He needs to create some content. He needs to start with that, not with the website, but with the content. He needs to then grow an audience and get the email list of that audience. And some people will say at this point, well, Jim, I don't even know where that audience is. How do I find these people? That's the beauty of the internet. If you create great content, videos, audios, interviews, you get your information out there. You join groups, maybe use social media where people are talking about these kind of things, and you offer them your information with the permission of the owner of that audience. I call these people gatekeepers. That's who you need to find. You need to find the bloggers, the experts, the people who are gathering around them large audiences of people who are already discussing with passion the type of stuff that your website's going to appeal to. You find those gatekeepers, you build a genuine relationship with them. You don't take advantage of them. They're smart. See, I'm a gatekeeper. I get approached all the time by people who think must be a total idiot because it's a template email, the same one they send to everyone else, and it says, "Dear sir, I could make you a whole bunch of money if you would just promote my product. I will give you 20%. Please share this link with your audience. Thank you." No, I'm not going to share that link with my audience. Come in and earn the right. Learn the language. Hang out with the people. Provide some value. Give great advice and information expecting nothing in return. Earn my trust. Earn the praise of my audience. And then let's do a project together. Let's do something interesting. And maybe it's selling your stuff. Maybe it's something completely different. There's a whole lot more money in information products than there is in physical product. Unless a $100 product here, he's making what, 15 or 20 bucks if he makes a sale? Well, how about a $100 product where you make $95 on the sale, and that's an information product, a video series on how to survive in the wilderness with links to some of this stuff. Sure, that's the gravy on the business though. Start off selling physical products on eBay and Amazon. If you can't sell your physical product here, when I say physical product, I mean something you can hold in your hands that ships in a box and goes to a customer who gets out the box cutter and opens the box and holds it in their hands. That's a physical product. If you can't sell that physical product on eBay or Amazon, you have no business whatsoever trying to launch a website where you sell physical product. You're not ready for it yet. eBay and Amazon are so much easier than having your own website. So, in closing, what do I say to someone who's built a website like this and they're struggling? It's probably about the same thing I'd say to someone if I was walking down the street one day and I saw him putting shingles on a roof, but there was no foundation and no house underneath it. It's like, why did you start there? I'm curious. Why did you start at the end when you should have started at the beginning? It's the equivalent question of them saying, can you help me build a house underneath this roof? Well, it's nice that you've got a nice roof in place, but you don't have all the supporting structure underneath that's going to make a house. And the supporting structure is a community of people who passionately care about what you have to say on a given topic. Now, sure, you can get lucky, and I'm sure there will be some people who look at this video and go, "Oh, that Jim, he's just so full of it. I know this guy who set up a website and he's selling bicycle seats, and that's all he sells, and he's making millions. It's awesome." Someone's going to make millions on pretty much any niche because they're going to be at the top of Google, whether they were stupid or lucky or tripped over it and it just happened. Someone's at the top of Google. Anyone that tells you they can get you there, though, they're just full of hot air, because it may be there now, but as soon as someone comes along and does all the gee whiz tricks, someone else is going to be there the next time. And if you want to play that game for a living, be on page 1 today, be on page 47 tomorrow when you wake up because Google changed the algorithm. Sure, okay, that's great, go for it. But I know people who literally had hundreds of thousands of dollars of product moving per month because they were on top of Google, and all of a sudden Google hiccuped and they were on page 49 and they shut down their operation and they couldn't get their position back. Pay-per-click didn't do it, search engine optimization didn't do it, they didn't know what happened or why, and Google wasn't going to explain it. I don't play that game. I build audiences for predictable income. Here's my tips. Stay away from these 3 until you're actively doing these 2. How do you start doing these 2? You make yourself valuable to these people and you contribute. If you want to sell physical products, start here. It's that simple. If you disagree with me, that's great, but I've helped literally thousands of people build very legitimate businesses on the internet. And that's my best advice. I'd say the same thing to friends, family members, old high school friends that contact me begging me for help with their website. This is the stuff that I tell them. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you want to leave a comment below this video, I'm not sure, I may have posted it on YouTube or something, feel free. Thanks for watching it. Let me know what you think. And I'm here to help out any way I can. Didn't mean to burst your bubble with this information, but it's my best effort to really help you grow a legitimate business on the internet.